Hey, it's Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. This is live number 6, I believe, on the year. I could be wrong. No, it's actually number 7, and it's all about providing value, providing things that you can implement, utilize in your daily life, in your business, to help you become more successful, to help you have a better life. These are things that I'm taking as far as bringing guests on to provide value so that you learn, that we all educate, and it also drives us to have good business. I haven't had an auto salesperson on yet, so this is going to be a phenomenal opportunity to learn from one of the best. I've been following him for a while. It's great to connect. Let me bring on Frank. What's going on, Frank? How are you?
Well, Shawn, what's up, brother? How are you today?
I'm fired up, man. This is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be a great day to
Yes,
talk
sir.
with you today and provide that value, man.
So it's all about, man, all about giving back for me.
Now, for those that are tuning in, who are you and what do you do?
Ooh, who am I? How deep do you want me to get, bro?
Do it in about 3 minutes. Sometimes I do
uh,
this and it's like 20 minutes long. I'm like, let's
nah,
have a
I love you. I don't have that much time for you. We're to talk about my favorite subject, me, but I shake hands, I kiss babies, I hand out keys here. We don't sell anything except for a service here. So yes, at the end result, you drive off in a car, but it is all about red carpet, first class service here. You get the same service at a Honda dealership here at Piazza Honda in Springfield as if you went to, say a Bentley or a Mercedes dealer. I give everybody in the world my cell phone number, 484-368-9000. It's everywhere. It's on every piece of everything that I've ever had or marketed it. So you can get a hold of me 24 hours, 7 days a week. It doesn't make a difference. It's like a concierge service when you purchase a car from me. If there's a problem, I need to know about it so I can get involved for you. If there's an opportunity for me, then, I want somebody to be able to immediately connect me with that opportunity also. So I've been here 23 glorious years, in case anybody's listening here, 23 glorious years. And it's great. At this point, really reaping the rewards of all the hard work that we put in. It's selling upwards of 100 cars a month. What's going on now? We're up to about 150 before COVID, and a record year last year. Even with what people, if you turn the news on, no inventory, prices are this, that, the other thing. It's really not true. It's there's cars out there to be had. It's just a lot of salespeople, a lot of dealerships, a lot of businesses live in a mindset of scarcity, right? What they can't do, what's actually happening in the world, what all these bad things are. When we live here in a mindset of abundance, I'm going to show you exactly how I can help you solve your problem and take care of something for you today. So show you what we can do for you rather than talk about everything else in the world that everybody else is talking about.
lots of golden nuggets right there. He gives out his cell phone. He looks for problems that you might have. He wants you to call him. He also wants opportunities. He's not just about me, me, me. He wants to help you. He wants to make sure if there's an issue, you call him. You don't call the dealership. You don't call customer service to find out how the problems. He himself wants to deal with you direct. So that's a huge thing right there. And those that are watching, they always hide in front of the company they work for. And I like to, and I've never bought leads before in the businesses I've been involved in. I'm all about creating relationships, and building that relationship is an important thing. For car sales, a lot of times all the salespeople are like, oh, I'm going to sit back and wait for those guys or ladies to walk in the door. What kind of marketing are you doing to make the people come in yourself and not leaning on the company itself?
In any business in the world right now, if you're waiting for people just to walk in your door, you're doing it wrong, and you're never gonna get to the levels that of where you want to get to, or you're just not going to get there quickly enough. And by the end of the day, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to go home, and you're going to say to your husband or your wife or your spouse or your dog or whoever it is, "Man, I worked really hard today." And you're not lying, but that doesn't mean that you were successful as successful as you could have been. So if you're getting your business through building relationships, right? It's like a keyword now. Everybody wants this relationship selling. Well, you got to take that transaction that maybe walked in the door, turn it into a relationship, and multiply that into other sales. So that's what we're doing. There's no secret handshake. There's no magic bullet, right? It's getting business from business, right? So somebody comes in, we won't just sell them a car. We make sure that they have the greatest service ever, and make sure we follow up with them. And why in the world would they not want to scream your your praises and become one of Frank's fans, right? And share that with all their family, friends, relatives. So, I get to infiltrate and be part of all these people's circles that come in and have that world-class customer service. So, no, we're not waiting for anybody to walk in the door. Most of our sales right now are done after 23 years of just a phone call, what I have coming in or what they pick up. They're in and out of here in a half hour. It's like picking up a pizza.
Now, why did you get into the car sales business? What were you doing beforehand?
I was working for a company called Green Mountain Energy, and that was when the electric companies first deregulated. And I started off switching, like all my family, friends, you go around door to door, their houses, and build referral bases from there, right? So if I go into my neighbor's house and then, they like everything, great. Who else do you know? Because they're basically going to they have to switch anyway with this deregulation. So I built up a great book of business from that. And then they quickly promoted me to manager, which was the worst thing ever. Because at, 20 years old, I was not ready to manage people because I just didn't understand why they just didn't get it like I did, right? Why they couldn't just do it the way that I was telling them or showing them to do it. So like I was like this with the rest of management, and it didn't work out. And I'm like, my dad's like, you like cars, you got a Honda, why don't you go sell Hondas? They opened the paper and there's an ad in there for a Honda thing, and I walked in on a Saturday, and the rest was history. Almost 23 years in the next month here. So
that's fantastic. Congratulations for sticking to it, making it happen. How have you changed? What was Frank when he first started doing car sales compared to now? It seems like has it gotten easier, or is it planting seeds when you're younger and it actually transitions to the more success you're having now?
yeah, first 10 years of the business, I don't want to say that I didn't care as much, but I didn't really take it as serious as I have probably in the last 13, 14 years basically, because I was getting so many internet leads or customers were walking in. It was a different time, right? And people say, "Oh, it was a different time." It was a different time, and I was doing it. I was doing it at a pretty high level, but I wasn't doing it at these levels, right? Back then you're selling 50, 60 cars, like, everybody's talking about you in the industry, like, who's this guy? And, you start to believe your own press clippings after a while. And that was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And had some things happen in my life, and I changed my mindset and went to work for my clients, as far as building relationships with them, make sure I was giving out my cell phone number, making sure I was there to solve their problems, not do what's best for myself or best for maybe the dealership, trying to put their needs first above everybody's. And it's worked out very, very well. We're triple the numbers we were doing, 10 years ago, and it's easier, right? I'm working 4.5 days a week, usually 10, usually out of here by 7. I'll stay late if there's customers, they have to come in late. It's no problem, but almost everything's scheduled, and everything's scheduled around my life. So people are like, oh, that guy he's probably making all this money, but he probably doesn't have a life. No, my quality of life has gone up as my income has gone up, and my hours that I work at the dealership anyway has come down. So you can enjoy the fruits of your labor once you put in the effort to do that, if you do it the right way.
Yeah, a lot of people put a lot of time in, a lot of hours in, and they think it's going to make them a lot of money, but they're not working smart. They haven't finalized their systems in place, and and you said something about mindset. What are ways that you're learning about, changing your mindset? Was it a podcast? Was it on video? Did you go to a workshop? Did you read
No,
anything?
it was a tragedy that happened in my life, and God has brought me to my knees a couple times in my life, and that was one of the times that I needed to be brought to my knees. And from there, I spun it into a positive experience. I had some health problems, and I spun it into a positive mindset and battled through, pushed through, and had a record month when I was going through some of the worst health things that you can go through. I had a bout of cancer that I went through, and if I could, when I'm going through all that chemotherapy and everything, have the greatest month that I've ever had in the car business, 88 cars at that point, then some people would have said, oh man, that's great. That's great. Well, I took it the other way. I've been lying to myself the whole time, right? I've been reading my own press clippings. I've been letting everybody tell me how great I was because they thought I was the greatest version of myself. When I knew that I had more, I was just coasting. I was comfortable, right? I was letting everybody else dictate what my success was. Now, we push through. We actually do a training group called the Pinnacle Society. It's the tops of the people, and it's not there just a country club and hang out. It's to show everybody to push that there is another level. Because you think you're at the top now doesn't mean anything. There's always another level until you finally level out. Like, you can get to a certain point and you're like, okay, this is where I need to be. But until you test those levels, how do you ever know that, right? So that whole time, that decade, I lied to myself. I really did. I just believed what everybody was telling me was, man, you're better than everybody else in the car business. Well, your job is not to be better than everybody else. Your job, your goal, your purpose should always be to be the best version of yourself,
Thank
right?
you.
Not
Yes.
worry about what your competition is, right? So, I do that by worrying about my customers, not my competition now.
No, thank you so much for sharing. That's very authentic, and some people keep that stuff. I worked through my daughter had a liver transplant when she was
Yeah,
4 months old, and I share this information with people because people go through shit. We have to
yeah,
deal
man.
with things, like so. It's important to mental health is a very important thing to talk about, and people keep things in. I like to share. I want to make sure that others that are watching, if you have things going on, it's definitely important to share because people go through things, and that's something that is phenomenal. And I applaud you, man. Like staying positive through what you went through with cancer and the battling. It's something that not everyone can do it, and it actually changed your mindset. And look what it's done to your business instead
Oh,
of
it's
just
not
sitting
true.
back and
Everybody can do it. It's a
yes,
choice, either voluntary or involuntarily, not to do it. But you have the choice to do it like a different way. You know what I mean? But some people just choose not to, and that's their way. That's fine. But that it wasn't going to change my life for the worse. It was going to change my life for the better, right? I seen the opportunity in God bringing me to my knees at that point rather than the problem.
yep.
That's the way I looked at it.
No, I love it, man. Hey, I like to end on this. Any final thoughts that you can share with those that are watching to help them with becoming more successful if they're an entrepreneur? Any tips, tricks, strategies you can share with them?
Mhm. Yeah, stop being an entrepreneur. Be somebody that's there to serve, right? Everybody keeps telling me on internet, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm this. I'm that. That's awesome. Like, but you need to just serve your clients, right? Stop
Yes.
trying to worry about the money right now, the cars, the watches, the houses. All that stuff can come if that's really what you want. But you need to worry about your clients. You need to put their needs first, and stop trying things. Everybody says, "Oh, I tried those videos. They didn't work. I tried that social media thing. It just wasn't me." Well, stop trying. You need to do it. It needs to be something that you put in your everyday process that turns into a habit, like brushing your teeth. Hopefully, everybody brush your teeth every day, right? You don't have to think about, hey, I got to go brush my teeth. No, you either have your routine, right? You get out of the shower, it might be you shave, you brush teeth, whatever it is. You don't have to think about it. Hey, I got to brush my teeth today. Like, once something becomes a habit, it just happens every day, right? So you need to make it a habit. You need to just constantly do it until it becomes a habit, and that's how you grow, especially in today's game with video and making it a habit.
I love it, man. Video is key for whatever business you're in. I like that. You got to help others first. That's what I love to utilize in my business as well. People are like, what exactly do I do? I do insurance, but I also want to be a solution to your problem. And I
Right.
like to listen to people. And it could be, you might be calling me. It might be for insurance. We might not do business, but I'm going to recommend you to a mortgage person because you want to buy a house. You need a realtor. You need this. You need that. You need someone to buy a car. I have somebody at contact now I could recommend. And that's what I make sure of in those conversations. So, Frank, I know you're a busy man. Reach out to Frank 484-368-9000. Friend request him on social. Get into some video marketing. If you're using any of the tips and strategies we talk about today, please drop a comment, like this video, subscribe to this YouTube, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So we hope, Frank, I thank you for coming on today, and I hope
Appreciate
everyone
it.
has an awesome rest of the day.
Thanks, everybody.